Thank you for joining us for this episode of CNTV. I'm Brad Clonch.
And I'm Quin Tran. The Chickasaw Nation's senior centers and nutrition centers are now open.
The tribe's food distribution program is open for in-person visits by appointment. One person per household may attend the scheduled appointment. Mask, temperature checks, and screening questions are required before entry. The food distribution program is designed to help promote good health and nutrition by providing food packages that include fresh produce. Go to this web address for locations and additional information.
Located in a dozen communities, the Chickasaw Nation senior centers are back open. People who are vaccinated may attend in-person meals served at noon. Curbside meals continue to be offered at all of the senior centers. Contact the Chickasaw Nation's Aging Division for any questions. Visit the tribe's website for the latest information on activities, events, and venues opening throughout the Chickasaw Nation. A national nonprofit organization will honor Governor Bill Anatubby with a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Health Corps offers health education in schools across the nation, including Oklahoma.
We draw on the strength of our ancestors and of each other.
Health Corps is honoring Governor Anatubby for his commitment to improving the health of Chickasaws and Oklahomans and strengthening communities. The organization says it's recognizing Governor Anatubby's leadership in health care during the pandemic. That includes COVID-19 testing and vaccinations, and the tribe's opening of a COVID-19 emergency operations facility, the Chickasaw Nation Medical Center alternate care site, and the expansion of the Chickasaw Nation Laboratory. Health Corps partners with the Chickasaw Nation to make health education programs possible in Oklahoma.
The tribe sponsors program coordinators in 5 Oklahoma schools. We recently connected with Health Corps to learn more about this work that impacts our youth.
Anyone who knows a teen knows that they respond much better to their peers than to those in authority. And so we really feel like that is a secret sauce about the way that we get our program across to our teens. So we work with college students and recent college grads to deliver our research-backed program to teens in classrooms, in after-school clubs. We meet our teens where they are, and we help them feel empowered to make change in their schools and communities with a commitment to changing health.
When you talk about change agents, what are you meaning? Is it a way to give them a sense of ownership in this?
It's about making systemic environmental health changes. So what we did is we created a project called Project Health. It's one of our newest programs. And I really love it because it's all about our students taking ownership and identifying where and how we need to fix health in their communities. Our students through Project Health, they take a look at their community and they assess, okay, what is the issues that we're seeing? Where are the struggles in health and wellness? And they go and they dig deeper. Well, why is that a problem? What are the social determinants of health that are, impacting that? And then they actually come up with a solution, a real solution that they can do on the ground, whether it's a PSA, whether it's a social media campaign, maybe it's bringing an expert on, whether it's a decision about working to provide a garden inside a school to get healthy meals and more access to fresh fruits and vegetables, or it's a decision about educating them on water and helping them take that home and recognize the value of water and the importance in drinking water versus maybe soda or something else that's a sugary beverage. So yeah, when we say change agent, it's really that our teens have the tools to change their worlds, not only for themselves, but their communities.
Health Corps is in about 24 states and growing, including Oklahoma. What are some of the programs and projects underway in Chickasaw country?
Absolutely. Well, we have been in Chickasaw country since 2013. We've served 10 communities across 14 different school sites. And today we still have 5 incredible coordinators providing programming in Newcastle, Purcell, Marietta, Kingston, and Davis. And this is thanks to the Chickasaw Nation. They actually sponsor the program and we could not do it without their support. So it's been an incredible program. It continues to be an incredible program. And we really deliver it in a few different ways. So first is, we have a program that we deliver in classroom lessons or in after school clubs. And it's really about meeting the community and the teens where they are. And one sort of example that I think is so impressive and something that's influenced our curriculum across the country, but started in Chickasaw country. So we actually created a lesson called Mealtime Blessings, and we did it with the Chickasaw Nation Nutrition Services. And it's all about encouraging families to make the most of mealtime by being together. Because studies actually show that family mealtimes lower the risk of eating disorders, obesity, bullying, substance abuse, and of course can then increase academic success, high school graduation, and college acceptance rates. So that's sort of one example of what we do. We also, though, believe in educating both staff and our students, because of course, how our staff members feels extends to the health of the students and this community as a whole. So we run staff challenges. Every October, we do Walktober, which encourages everybody to get out and walk, which of course during the pandemic this year was so important. And I have to say that the staff in Chickasaw country always shows up. They are a huge proponent. They actually placed in one of the top schools this year as one of the winners in our Walktober across the nation. And I think I love this, one of the school's new superintendents said that the power lies in practicing what we preach, in both the unity in our classrooms and outside of it. And I think that really speaks to what we do as a whole. Health Corps is really about bringing the community together and lifting health for everyone. So they partner with community-based organizations, other people who are doing incredible health work in the community. They bring them into the mix. Our students do what we call them Cafe Oye's, but they're small mini lessons where our students share important knowledge that they've received from the Health Corps program. So whether it's a think before you drink or a puzzling station that we have. Actually, one of our coordinators, I think in Purcell, put in puzzling stations to help decrease stress during the time of finals. But our coordinators also fill the halls of the school with posters and information. And they're really about being a presence to make sure that health and wellness is a part of the fabric of the community and of the school community.
Health Corps says that in Oklahoma, 86% of students who participate in the program show an improvement in at least one target area.
Learn more about the work of Health Corps by visiting the website on your screen, healthcorps.org. Children of all ages connect online for the Chickasaw Nation Virtual Kids Club. The sessions showcase cultural activities, crafts, language, and Chickasaw history for children and their families at home. The sessions are live and interactive.
So what I'm going to do is
Brad Greenwood from Cultural Resources presented on Chunky. He had some little figurines, little action figures that played Chunky. So it was a neat experience to kind of watch that from home and still kind of feel like I was able to play that Chunky game and to see an example of it being played. This virtual format, it's really interesting because we're able to reach people in different states and different areas. As before, it was only like the local community that we were reaching. So it gives us an opportunity to reach more citizens.
Different sessions are offered for two age groups, ages 2 to 6 and 7 through 13. The program is open to the public at no charge. Apply to join the Virtual Kids Club by going to this web address. See the full schedule of sessions. A link will be sent to you via email to join those sessions. The Chickasaw Nation offers virtual Chickasaw language grammar classes for adults. The weekly lessons are held via Zoom this month through September 7th. The Chickasaw Basic Language Workbook is required for the program. It's available through chickasawpress.com. Get full details by contacting the Language Education Coordinator. A Chickasaw citizen completes his journey in academia.
It's been an outstanding career for Dr. Gary Sandefur as a sociologist, a professor, and provost. He retires from Oklahoma State University.
I feel like I've had a wonderful time here at Oklahoma State University. I really enjoy the people that I work with, and I will miss them. So there is there is a bittersweet component to it. The wonderful people that I got a chance to work with and the interesting work that I got to do, I will miss that. But mostly I'm just really excited about entering this next phase of my life.
As provost over the past couple of years, was it just an honor to be able to come back to your home state and serve in that capacity?
Yes, it really was. We had planned to come back to Oklahoma, but I thought I was going to come back here and retire and write a book. But instead, this position happened to come open about the time we wanted to come back. And after I talked with President Hargis, I was really impressed with him. And I really thought, well, this is what I should do. It gives me a chance to do something good for my home state and learn about Oklahoma State University. So that's what we decided to do.
And I bet you enjoy the weather much better than at the University of Wisconsin at Madison. You were there for 30 years.
Yeah, we were there for 30 years, and the winters up there can be really brutal. And by the time winter's over, which really isn't until April up there, sometimes mid-April, you're just exhausted from being cold all the time and trying to keep yourself warm. It's a beautiful state, a beautiful city, and of course, we still have a lot of friends there. But yes, I much prefer the heat of Oklahoma over the cold winters of Wisconsin.
As provost, what would you say was one of the biggest achievements you were able to share there at OSU?
One was something that was in process when I started here, but I got to be involved in bringing it to fruition. And that was the creation of the Center for Sovereign Nations, which is a partnership between the Chickasaw Nation and Oklahoma State University. And now we have the Choctaw Nation involved as well. It provides support and encouragement and really a place on campus for Native American students. It's a place where they can go and spend time with one another, get advice, talk through their problems. So there are always students there working on something. They have study space and other space. So I think the services that it provides for students, that's really very important. And I think it helps students be more successful. The other thing it does is that, it has a series on sovereignty where we bring in speakers, or at least before the pandemic, we brought in speakers, and we would have a lunch, and they would talk about different aspects of Indian sovereignty and why it was important to the different Indian nations in Oklahoma and elsewhere to be sovereign nations. So it was really kind of educating the university community and other people from outside the university about the importance of sovereignty and the value that had for Native people. So I really appreciate the support of Governor Anatubby and the Chickasaw Nation.
You grew up in Medill, Oklahoma, in Chickasaw country. Being Chickasaw has always had importance and value to you and your family.
I grew up knowing about Chickasaws, knowing about the history, knowing that I was Chickasaw. And then, of course, my mother was part of the Council of Elders. She really enjoyed that kind of honorific activity and involvement. And so I learned a lot from her as well. And it's been amazing to watch the change in the Chickasaw Nation during my lifetime. And while I'm thinking about that, I just wanted to say what a wonderful job the Chickasaw Nation and other nations are doing in opening up vaccinations to just about anybody. And that's really, Oklahoma is one of the leaders in vaccinating people, and the Indian nations in the state have been probably the major reason that's happened, just their outreach and support for their communities. So that's a great thing.
Looking back at your career, which role did you prefer most, as a sociologist, as a professor in the classroom, or as a provost?
I like them all. They're very different. I can't imagine choosing another career that would have been more satisfying or rewarding for me. Maybe there might have been something else, but I just really enjoyed the work that I've been able to do and the people that I've met along the way. It's been quite the ride.
We always enjoy visiting with Dr. Sandefur. We've gotten to know him as a college leader, an educator, and most importantly, an encourager.
Congratulations to Dr. Sandefur on his retirement. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of CNTV. Quinn and I will see you next time.